Hello and welcome to another episode of Rallying the Forge. I'm Solimer, and in this episode we are going to be covering events going on in the community this week and upcoming, and kind of give updates on ones that are in progress as well, that are, they've been going on for weeks or just started or whatever the case may be, but it's going to be all events. And we had an announcement we wanted to make today, but we're not going to be able to make it today, so we're going to push that off till probably Thursday will be the announcement, one way or another. I hope I have all the information I need to be able to present at that time, but we will see. So, in-game, obviously, Battle Pass stuff still going on. We expect that to at least go till the end of May. We haven't had word on when it's going to end for sure, but I'm a long ways off from that 900k, but I haven't been grinding. This is all player versus player XP I've earned. Maybe a couple campaigns here or there, but primarily PvP. So you can see it's very slow. It'd be kind of cool to get a double XP weekend in there. That's something I asked them for last time. It'd be cool if they would put that in there. That'd be really cool for players to be able to grind on a weekend, whether you're doing PvP or campaign. In-game events still not back in the game even after the patch, so don't know when they're coming back or what the deal was, why they're not there anymore. Maybe the participation wasn't good enough. I don't know. I don't know what the reasons are. They haven't really said, so who knows what's going on there. All right, so let's look at the calendar, the Google Calendar there. So we, of course, have Wednesday game nights. For the most part, every Wednesday, except when he cancels. We have the return of the Bronze Crucible. That is starting back up this Friday. I'm gonna go through how to sign up for that. It's a little bit different. It's through Challonge, but I'll get into those details when I get to that tab. We've got, of course, mlvanbies Open Queue event Augmented Reality. This week is Augments. So he's got the description in Discord, so you can look in the online leagues section, and then he's got a little thing there you can see on the screen, so you can get the information there. I'm sure he's got it on here as well, the description. And then Saturday, of course, you have SolForge. They're doing the trials. You've got the Umbrook trials this weekend, Utera and Tempest. I have not signed up yet, but I may or may not. But we just did dinos last month, and I'm done with Utera Tempest for the most part. I do have a non-dino Utera Tempest deck I might decide to play. I'm just debating how I'm feeling on it. We've saved the two that I've wanted to play the most for last, and I'm really frustrated with that. People voting on, don't know what's going through their minds, but we're saving the next two for the next 2 weekends, so thankfully I'm available and not going to miss those weekends, but it's whatever. So that's all that's listed. Hopefully there'll be more stuff coming. You can see I've got the Bronze Crucible filled out for the next couple months overall. I got it through the end of June. I'll have, assuming that these events kick off and I get participation, I will put some stuff in for July, August, etc. We'll get it going again, but gonna need participation, so I want people to sign up. So let's start with that, the sign up. So obviously it's on Challonge. You can get the link from the Google Calendar. It's also in the Discord, a link to click to here. So I'm not signed in to show you how it works. I don't know if I have to sign in or not. I might have to sign in my son's account. So we'll see if I have to do that. Let me switch screens real quick, and I'll sign in. Okay. Switch back. All right, so I'm signed in on my son's account now that I made for him. So he's on the page to sign up. You hit register. It's going to be a little different than normal. So I'm trying out this event thing they have in Challonge, and we're going to see how it goes. If I don't like it, I won't use it anymore. We'll see. But you can select all the ones you want to participate in, and then it'll sign you up from all at once. Or you just pick the one you want. In this case, this one, even though it doesn't tell you any information here on which one it is, it highlights the one I presume that you picked. So this would be something where if you had an event and you wanted to sell tickets and it cost money to enter, you could do that. So it'd be like, oh, it's $5 to enter this one, but we don't have to worry about it because it's free. So it gets you that. Ooh, I have to enter a deck URL for it. I wonder. Let me see here. Okay. Let's find a fake deck to use here. All his decks are... Oh, these are actually all silver. Oh, because he's using that half deck. Yeah. Gotta find a bronze deck. Let's pick a bronze deck. Why is that not long enough? Okay. Let's go with this deck. Wrong thing there. So it's gonna make me put in the deck URL. You could put in a filler if you need to. You don't have to decide when you sign up necessarily, but you will need to submit a deck at some point. So I'll just put his name in there. Submit. Boom. This is one of the things that's hard to find. So he's signed up for May 1st. You can see he's registered. I'll unregister him later. He's not going to play, I don't think. I'd be shocked if he did. So the process for signing up is a little different. Of course, they have this thing in this events thing, so you can drop down. It doesn't tell you anything, so I guess in the title I would have to name each event with more information. It's something I'm learning, as you guys are going to learn as well. But you can drop down and it selects another one, but it doesn't tell you the date, and they're not in order. So anyhow, that's how you have to sign up for this for the next 2 months. Is that process. And if there's other issues that we come across, I will work through them with people, and we will it'll just be a painful process. And if it does become painful after these first 2 months, I won't use it anymore. I just wanted to test it out. I thought it'd be a great opportunity bringing it back. Why not give this thing a test just to see what it can do? It's interesting, but maybe not that interesting. So that's the Bronze Crucible. Of course, it's a bronze constructed event, best of one. It's going to be 3 rounds only, no matter how many people sign up. I will run a check on the decks beforehand to make sure they're all bronze, of course. It's going to be through the Stoneblade SolForge Fusion events Discord. I got the link there to join if you're not in there already. You have to have a deck URL submitted, and there should be no issue because you can go to your settings, and it didn't put the deck URL in there. Well, that's interesting. Okay. So we updated that again. So that's interesting. It requires you to sign up, but then it doesn't put it in. That's going to be a problem. So bear with me on this. I am getting back into the running events thing, and it's going to be on Challonge. It's going to be a little different. But I do have a whole sheet set up for that we'll be able to have some cool info on. Everyone who plays all 3 rounds will get a deck code that I'll send out. And there's going to be a quarterly leaderboard for the Bronze Crucible events only, where the top 1 to 3 players are going to get some sort of additional reward. Right now, we don't know exactly what or how much that's going to be. I'm anticipating having extra deck codes, so probably it will be at a minimum extra deck codes, but there's the possibility of it could be SFG or Embers. We have to figure those little details out, exactly how that's going to work. So we're still working through some of those details, and I'm hoping that we'll have everything we need to be able to run these events without issue. It's all a matter of Stoneblade at this point. So that's where we're at with this. So if you want to just compete with bronze, and most decks people have with all the new stuff, everything's going to be bronze because no one's been playing events on the official site to get renown on their decks. So I don't anticipate anyone running silver and gold decks, but I will run a check beforehand. Okay, so the Bronze Crucible, that's done. We don't need the calendar anymore. We have the Umbrook Trials. So they've been running the trials, which we'll talk about in a second. Here, the other trials have been completed anyway. This is Tempe's Utera. You can have Betrayers in those decks, but only if they're from Tempest or Utera. You cannot have a Necrium or Aloyan Betrayer in the decks. What else? I don't know if he's. I don't know if there's any other restrictions. I think he's doing 4 rounds for each of these. Only 3 people signed up so far, but a lot of people sign up last minute, it seems like. So lots of room to sign up on here if you want to play Utera and Tempest, whether it's dinosaurs or some other form of deck. It could be a Glacier deck. It could be some sort of aggro deck. It could be a minion deck. All sorts of options out there for people to play. So that's the Umbrook Trials. That's this weekend. So we look at the other Trials events. I've got a sheet I made for SolForge to use, for Bryce to use to put the information in. We've imported the previous events that he ran. You can see the info we get here. There were bonus points in the first one. I just ignored them because they don't affect anything else other than the standings here, and they did not impact the top 2. So I just, instead of trying to add them in every time I could rerun it, I just was like, forget it. It doesn't matter. Didn't play into anything. You have the Onyxium Trials, so if one of the top 2 is already qualified, it rolls down to the next person, so Namrog got qualified there. And then we have the Asperian Trials, and Jed got qualified there. So so if you look at things, just so people know, I've got this set to match what Challonge shows. So something that happened that was unintentional, and we don't know exactly what happened. We're going to try and figure out this next time if we have to drop somebody. We're going to get some screenshots and see what the process is for dropping a player. Whatever Bryce did to drop Billy Bad Aim after the first round when he didn't show up, it ended up giving him bye rounds for the last 3 rounds of the thing. So he got a point for each of those if he won, which gave players additional points for their book holds. So what happened was Jed and Isaac were tied at 5 medium book holds each, and then Jed is seed 1 after the shuffle, so he got the higher spot over Isaac. So even though technically Isaac should have been the 3rd place person, but because Billy Bad Aim got 3 buys and got 3 points essentially, it changed things up. So nonetheless, it matches what Challenge shows, and that's how it is. So on here, Bryce can do the deck checks for the trials to make sure your deck is legal. We got a list of the qualified players from each event and their decks that they qualified with. So if you need to know what did you use, you can look on here and you can see your options for what you can use in the invitational that they're going to do at the end of this. And then a little leaderboard to show everyone's scores and ranks. You can see Peter, of course, 10-1, dominating everybody. The first event was only 3 rounds, I think. Yeah, 3 rounds, and the other ones have been 4 each, so there's only been 11 matches for players if you've played in all 3. We account for wins, losses, ties, and buys. Points, we got win percentage for players, how they're doing, of course. So just a little info there for everybody. So that is the trials that SolForge is holding. They've got this weekend and then 2 more weekends, and then I don't know if they're going to go right into the following weekend being the Invitational or what that's going to be. No idea. I do know he's creating a playmat that's going to be given out to people who qualify, I guess. That's my understanding. Okay, let's talk JedForge Competitive Circuit 3. That's still ongoing. Ooh, we've got an update here. Oh, I'm not on my account, so I can't vote, but I'll do that in a little bit. So just to update where this is at, we had Bleak beat Red Eyes, and Isaac beat him. Isaac's deck, did Isaac play? No, Isaac lost to Jed. Isaac's deck is fairly good. Obviously, he's made it all the way back to here, going against Peter, who lost to Jed. That video, Jed put the video out on his YouTube. If you haven't seen it, check it out. The first time Peter's lost in anything, and then Peter immediately petitioned for a card nerf so he doesn't lose anymore. And if you can beat Peter, then whatever you've done is probably against the spirit of the game, and we have to change the rules because Peter should never lose to anybody. So we'll see if Peter can beat Isaac, and the winner goes up against Jed, who has not lost, so you'll have to beat him twice if you want to win this thing. And right now, as it stands, Jed is likely going to win with apparently his combo. Even if he misses it, he can play in a certain manner to pretty much force it later on and still win. So I don't know. We'll have to see what it takes to beat him. Isaac did play him before, took a match from him. Bleak took a match from him. I don't know if Peter took one from him or not. I can't recall. He might have it. I don't remember. I watched it this past weekend late at night. I don't remember now. But so that's where we're at with JedForge Competitive Circuit number 3, which leads me to JedForge Competitive Circuit number 4 is available for registration. You can sign up. We've got 10 players already signed up. Obviously, there's room for 16. So there's still spots left if you want to bring a competitive deck and get some testing. This is a great circuit to bring your best decks to and play them. Something that happened. So JedForge Circuit 2, Bryce he has a Bait in the Decimator deck with a Verlana, with River of Souls, and he's got some a bunch of out of combat battling abilities for his Baton. So, when you looked at it at first, it looked like, okay, it could maybe do something. When you play it, it's like, oh, this deck is crazy powerful. He almost won the whole thing with that deck, surprising everybody with its power level. He came really close to beating Peter. He did take one series from Peter, and then he lost in the second best of 3 at the end of it all. But he played really well with it. So he ran it back in JedForge 3, and he lost. I don't know if he lost his first 2 matches right off the bat with it, and he was out. So sometimes, you get lucky with the matchups. Other times, maybe not. Does that mean his deck's not good anymore? No, his deck's still really, really good. It just means he ran into potentially an archetype that can beat his deck, potentially twice. I think he lost to... He might have lost one and then lost. I think he played Isaac, and Isaac's deck can gain a lot of health, and it basically... Even though Bryce might have been able to take some things off the board, it kind of put him out of range for Bryce to get a killing blow on him, perhaps. I don't remember the exact. I'd have to rewatch the matches again, but so you can bring a deck, and the only thing is, if you win with it, then you can't play that deck again in the series. So it's not giving it any renown, although we could set that up, but. That's the rule. Don't bring that either of those half decks back, and try something different after that, obviously. Or if you don't win, you can bring that deck back and keep going until, and really get some good testing on these decks. If you can go through and you go through a couple of these circuits with the same deck, you're going to get a pretty good idea if the deck's good, bad, or other. And just because you don't win it doesn't mean your deck's not good. It just means you ran into a better deck, or maybe just a better player. So I've been lucky so far. I don't know that I've played Traveler at all in this thing. I've been really lucky with that, just because he's a really good player, doesn't make mistakes, and two, all his decks are really good. So now that we're in like the fourth one, he's won the first two. If he wins this next one, he'll have that deck eliminated out of there. He'll be on like his fourth best deck potentially that's not platinum. So the odds are going to get better and better as we go through these things. If Peter keeps winning, that he's going to run out of good decks and he's going to be defeatable. So we'll see how that plays out. If he can knock off Isaac and then knock off Jed, or if he doesn't. But we'll see. I haven't decided what deck I'm going to play yet for this. I've been changing up deck every time. I haven't been satisfied with any of my decks really that I've played with it. So I don't know. We'll see what I end up doing. I'm still doing my internal testing and trying to filter out some decks. I got a bunch of decks to delete this week actually. So there's that. So if you want to sign up and play, there's still room. Sign up and participate. Okay, and then the last thing to talk about is going to be the Creature Chaos Scientist event, and we are in round 1, and most of the matches have been done. We have 2 matches that are not done. All the other matches have been done, and it's been interesting so far. We don't have results on here yet until after the round, so we've got my bonus sheet and my bonus points sheet, so you can see what everyone's bonus points are. I got a standings tab here, and you can see the current standings. We've got 3 players who have 5 bonus points who won. So we got Anovis, Bionic Soup, Wood Noggin, all won their matches. We still have Red Eyes has 5 points. He has not played yet. He could win. Nullseed has 5 points. He has not played yet. Namrog has 3 points, has not played yet, and Ike's Ninjas has 2 points and has not played yet. So those 4 players have to play each other, and we'll see who else potentially jumps up. We need the 5-point bonus point players to start losing, because potentially if 4 of them go 4-0, no one else is going to make it, even if you go 4-0. So you can see Crypto Phantom, he's got no bonus points. His max points possible is 9. He's essentially eliminated already with his 1 loss. He falls into this block up there. If you can see it, probably not very well on the screen, but right there, 9 points, he's out. He can't go 3-1. He cannot make it with 9 points. So we have it says Hart Francis, but that's not. It's Will of Soul. So it's Will of Soul. He also cannot lose a match if he wants to have a chance. Even if he goes 4-0, he only has a chance to make it. So he needs the 5 bonus point people to lose. It's gonna be curious to see how this plays out. I thought it was harder to get Scientists to the 5 bonus point level and have a really good deck still, whereas Dinosaurs I didn't feel it was as hard. But then Dinosaurs, the 5-point decks all pretty much blew it. And then I think there's only one person who was 5 points who ended up making it, qualifying from it. But with Scientists so far, they're doing pretty good. So it'll be interesting to see. They're at 50% basically right now. I think in the last one, they all lost in the first round. So I don't know. We'll keep an eye on this, see how this goes for the Scientist. Of course, after this one ends, the next one to begin will be Warriors are going to be next. So you can start prepping that now. Of course, I've got my sheet that you can use to enter your deck, and it'll tell you how many points it'll get you when you select warriors. You can copy paste all of your fuses from your collection manager if you wanted, and it'll run it. I did that in a video before when I showed the tool, and you just go through it. It'll sort them and tell you which ones give you the most points for that setup that you want for warrior. In this case, it's gonna be next. So you can do that, and then you'll have your choices of your decks and pick your deck if you want, or you'll have to find half decks and build decks that you might want. It might give you an idea of like, oh, maybe I want to use one of these half decks. So the tool's there. It's not, it's not going to build the deck for you, but it'll tell you of your fuses which one will give you the most points. So if I didn't have a job and I didn't need the money, then I could sit and make it all inclusive and do everything for you. But I have to work for a living, so I don't have that much time. So this is all of the events going on and everything within the game. Currently, not a whole lot of news otherwise of anything else going on. I do know probably in the next couple weeks we will have some more info for Gen Con for what events are going to be going on. I'm anticipating sealed events and hopefully a storyline event. When that happens, I'll of course post that information up. Hopefully we'll then get table information of where they're going to be located and all that stuff, and we'll start looking at we'll do a little Gen Con session to look at that, because that's always fun. I'm always looking forward to that. Hopefully going to see some of you there. I know SolForge Fusion may not be doing the World Championship or a whole lot else there, but I'll still be there, and I'll definitely be up for playing the game. And but maybe I'll be checking out some other games while I'm there, because, well, there are plenty of other games there. We'll see if any of them can get my business. But yeah, what else? I guess that's really it. We have no other news to put out. Like I said, Thursday I'm going to put out the news that I have, whether it's fully ready or not, really. I'm trying to get some final details for some stuff. Hopefully I'll have it by that time, and then we can put out a nice, cool video for Thursday. That'll be the last day of the month, I think. So April coming to a close, May about to start. So it is the last week for your Phantom decks for the month. If you haven't soulbound them yet and you wanted to keep any, you need to do it this week before their timer runs out on them. What else? I've got nothing else. So that's what we have for events for this week and upcoming. We'll have more. We'll have some pretty, could be big news Thursday on events in general. We'll talk about that Thursday, though. Yeah, we'll see where things go. We'll see if we get a patch by then with any other new updates. Maybe events come back in game. We'll cover any changes that happen. We should have the new matchups for the Creature Chaos Scientist event by Thursday, I think. So if we do, we'll see who's paired up as well. And then, yeah, I'll see you guys at some of these events. Hopefully I'll see you at the Bronze Crucible. I will definitely be there participating and streaming. So looking forward to that. So I hope to see you guys there and playing in some of these other events too. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys around.